guys, prepare for a ramble. So, this morning I had some things on my mind that I feel like aren't so clear in my head now because I had to do a few things in between thinking about what I wanted to say and getting to this point. And I need to fold laundry. So I'm going to fold my laundry while I talk to you guys, which may end up being too distracting and I'll have to stop. But I'm going to try because this needs to get done and I need to make this video while Aaliyah is happy watching a show. She's actually got a cold right now, poor thing. She ended up getting sick last night and it's just sad when babies are sick. But she's actually doing pretty good today. She's stuffy, but anyway. Okay, so I feel like this is going to be kind of like a life update as well as a channel update and just kind of my feelings on things. I don't know why all these things ended up on my mind this morning, but they were. And so I thought I would sit down and talk about it. I have a feeling this isn't going to work. It's hard for me to fold properly and talk and think clearly. And this is one of those times where, like, I have a lot of things on my mind and some of them are connected and it's hard to say everything in the right order so that it all makes sense. So if this is not your type of video and you're going to get annoyed, feel free to click out because it's going to be that kind of video. Anyways, so as the first part, kind of a life update, something I debated talking about or not talking about on the channel because in a way it's like kind of personal and not anybody's business, but at the same time, if I'm being honest and real with you guys, this is just what's going on. So that is what it is recently, and it's part of the reason why I haven't posted as many videos lately, is I've kind of been dealing with depression, which is something I've dealt with slightly over the last couple years, not very bad, but this, like, last couple months is the worst it's been. Specifically, just a couple weeks ago for like 2 weeks, it was pretty bad. Like, I just didn't want to do anything, basically. And part of why I didn't want to talk about this is I feel like I don't have the most education on depression. I know it's a really complicated issue and it's really different for people. It's not like just this is depression. No, there's like lots of different kinds of depression and reasons for it and different severities of it. Like, I mean, some people are suicidal, which obviously is far more scary and needing to be dealt with than like what I'm dealing with, because I'm not suicidal. I'm not trying to do anything bad. Like, it's more like I just don't have energy for life. I don't feel like doing anything. I'm just not that happy. And it's not for a specific reason. My life, like, nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. Me and Ryan are fine. Aaliyah's fine. You know, I mean, I guess some of it does, like I said, this is going to get confusing. Some of it does stem from just the more I've learned about the big problems in the world, it really weighs on me. And I just feel like, why is the world so terrible? Why do people make such bad choices? Why are people so mean and hateful? And it just really weighs on me because I'm like, I wish I could change it, but like, you can't change the whole world. Like, the world is never going to be a perfectly good place. It's just not, because people make bad choices and it's sad and I wish it wasn't that way and I wish I could magically fix the world and everybody would be kind and loving, but I can't. And sometimes that honestly weighs on me, and I know the best thing I can do is just be kind and loving to people and to not, what's the word? You know, like, not treat people differently if they aren't the same as me, like, because that's some of the biggest problems in the world, I feel like, right now, is people being treated poorly because they aren't how other people want them to be. And that's just a load of crap, because we're not all supposed to be exactly the same, and it's okay to be different, and it's okay to be you, who you are, the way you are. So anyways, I know that's part of what gets me down in life and what I've been struggling with. Also moving, it was a really big change that happened quickly. Even though we had been talking about moving, it seemed like we saw the place, we knew we were getting it the next day, and we started packing. And that, I mean, that's not like a huge like emotional crisis, but I don't know, I was really attached to our last home. It really, really felt like our home, and this place doesn't. And I think emotionally I've had a hard time with that. Aaliyah also stopped breastfeeding about the same time, and I hadn't linked how I was feeling to that, but then last week, I think it was, that kind of crossed my mind, like, is that part of it? Like, emotionally and physically, like, is my body just kind of like grieving, like, that part of my life being over? I mean, I breastfed her for 3 years, and for someone who hasn't breastfed or didn't do it for a long time, maybe you can't understand what that bond is like, but it's really real and it's really there, and now we don't have that. And while I'm okay, it was my choice to stop. Like, it was time. We were ready to be done. It is still a hard thing that I've been kind of dealing with, but not like in the front of my mind, I guess. Anyways, those are just a few of the things that I think are kind of linked to it. I don't know for sure. I haven't seen a therapist or anything, and I'm not going to see a therapist because they are expensive and, you know, whatever. Plus, I don't know. Anyways, I'm not getting into that. But my point is that is something I have been dealing with on a personal level. That's been making doing YouTube kind of hard because I just, like, don't have the energy for it. Like, I've recorded a few things that I just, like, that I'm like, no, there's no point in putting this up. Like, nobody wants to see that. It doesn't matter. Or it wasn't good enough, or I didn't finish filming it. And that's happened a few times. And then other days I'm just like, I just don't want to film. There's nothing I want to talk about. There's nothing I want to show. And when I'm just not feeling very good about myself, that's kind of part of the problem. And I have gained weight, and I know I'm not feeling very good about myself right now, and I'm trying to work on that. We're trying to make some healthy changes, as well as I'm trying to get my mind in a better spot. But when you're depressed, it's really hard to keep your mind in a good spot. And no amount of telling yourself to think positive and be kind to yourself can really change it when you're in that spot. And if you haven't dealt with depression, you probably can't understand what I mean exactly, but I know a lot of people do deal with depression, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to what I'm saying. And other people are probably going to think I'm just whining and complaining, but that is what it is. But anyways, I guess that's something I wanted to talk about because it is something I've been dealing with. I'm not even really talking to people about it. Like, Ryan knows, obviously. Like, I've talked to him about it. And I've talked to my sister Emily about it a little bit, but that's it, because it's just kind of, like, I don't want to be dramatic about it. And I guess the reason why I'm feeling comfortable speaking about it now is I feel like I'm kind of getting out of it. Like, not that it can't come back or that it won't maybe someday, but, like, I've been feeling better this last week or so. I don't know. It's just, it's not weighing on me so heavily. I'm not, like, back to what I would call normal, I guess. But it's just not as bad as it has been. And I cannot believe I'm already 7 minutes into this video. Jeez. Okay. I think I'm going to pause on the folding because that's definitely part of what's making this hard for me to think clearly. Then I guess I wanted to talk about the channel because I watched this video that these other YouTubers made this morning, and they were talking about, like, kind of how their process has been on YouTube and how they felt like they were getting ungenuine and they're changing things now, blah, 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 blah. And I guess that's something I never want to do. I never want my channel to be ingenuine, if that's how you say that. And I've had people tell me that I come across very genuine and that they like my personality and that I just am honest and real and stuff. And I really do try to be that way. But I know I'm not 100% because when you're recording yourself, obviously you're not quite in your natural state, I guess, especially since I haven't been doing this very long. I mean, quite a while now, but still, I'm not like a professional YouTuber or anything, obviously. But I want my channel to be genuine, and I feel like some of my concerns and why sometimes I feel like I'm not 100% genuine is just seeing the comments on other people's videos. I see what people say to people when they talk about certain topics or they do certain things, and I just don't want to deal with people judging me, I guess. And so sometimes I don't talk about things, or I feel like maybe I'm being ingenuine if I don't do something 100%. And I guess I'm just at the place that I'm, like, in my head today. I'm like, I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. And if people hate me for it, whatever. Like, if people don't think I'm doing a good enough job at what I'm doing, then that is their choice to feel that way. And some of the things with that are, like, obviously this is a vegan channel. It's called One More Vegan. And I originally started this channel with a very different image in mind, and it's just transformed into me wanting to show our real life and, hey, we happen to be vegan, and this is us, and it's not hard. Like, it's honestly not hard to be vegan, and not that there's never any struggle with it. Like, I'm not trying to lie to you guys. Like, there are things that come up, but, like, in general, it's not hard to be vegan, and I want people to see that because I think it is a really good life choice as far as taking care of animals go, and most people consider themselves animal lovers. So if we really love animals, we shouldn't be eating them. That's kind of the bottom line. We should not be eating them. We should not be taking things from them that are hurting them. Like, it's pretty simple, guys. It really, honestly, truly, 100% is simple. If you love animals, quit eating animal products. It's hurting them, and it's killing them, and it's sad. Like, that's my end of my tangent. I'm not going to go on a vegan rant here. That's not the point, but I'm just saying it's easy. And if you want to be kind to the animals, don't eat animal products. Go vegan. It's that easy. Seriously. But anyway, that's just my opinion. I'm sure someone could argue it and be like, it's not that easy for me for blah, blah, blah reasons, but whatever. I'm not here to argue that. You do what you want to do. Anyways, I guess with veganism, my point is sometimes I feel like maybe I'm not a good enough vegan. Maybe I shouldn't be putting that title on myself because there's always going to be something I'm not doing 100% correctly. Like, if I'm just being honest here, I still kill bugs sometimes, because guess what? Sometimes I'm just annoyed they're in my house, and I don't feel like finding a jar to catch them in to go release them outside, because I'm in the middle of being a mom and a wife and getting stuff done, and I don't want to take the time for them, and that's not kind, that's not very vegan, but that's just honest. Sometimes we still have to buy products that are either tested on animals or have some type of animal product in them, because we live in a non-vegan world. You know, like Aaliyah's sick right now, and she's taking baby Tylenol that I'm sure was either tested on animals or has something in it, but guess what? She's sick, and I'm not gonna not take care of her because we're vegan. Like, there's just things like that. Or, I'm blanking on my not perfect vegan things, but like, I don't know. Occasionally we buy things that I'm sure were tested on animals, or we eat something that we're not 100% sure is 100% vegan, and it's like, we're not perfect vegans. Like, nobody is, if we're being honest. Nobody is a perfect vegan, even the ones who live these magical, beautiful lives that look like, oh my gosh, they're perfect people. Like, no, nobody is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. Sure, there's people who are better vegans than us, but we really do try to live as vegan as possible as we can in life. And then with minimalism, I feel like I'm having an even harder time with, because, I don't know, you know, the minimalism police. Like, sometimes I don't want to do the minimalist thing, and I guess for me, I'm not going to let the fact that I want to be a minimalist dictate every single decision I make. Like, some people are willing to do that, but at my current space, partially due to my depression, which is why I brought it up, because it links to the whole minimalism thing. Losing my spot. I don't always want to not buy things. Like, part of being depressed for some people is you're trying to find something that will make you feel better. And sometimes that means I buy things I probably shouldn't buy. Like, I've bought some toys for Leah recently that she probably didn't need, but it made me happy to be able to make her happy, and it made me feel better in a minute. And right now, being able to feel good for a minute is kind of important. Like, when I'm having a hard day, and if I can feel better for a little bit, to me, it's worth it. Even if it goes against some of my other values, like, but being a minimalist isn't like the pinnacle of my life. Like, that's not, like, it's something that we strive for. It's something that we apply to our life in a lot of areas, but it's not the end all be all of our existence. And if someone wants to say I'm not a minimalist, then fine. I'm not a minimalist. Whatever. You don't have to call me that. That's not why we do this, is to be able to be called minimalists. You know, I use the word because it's what is used and everything, but I'm not 100% minimalist or whatever. And I guess also part of the whole depression thing is that's part of why I've been eating so crappy lately. And I think why I've also gained some weight is because I want to eat foods that are more fun. It's why we've had a lot of like microwave meals lately. And that also like started happening right when we moved and when I started feeling more depressed, I guess. And so we have eaten way crappier. We started drinking pop again, which we normally don't do. Or at least not very often, you know, just things like that aren't great eating habits, but they've happened partially due to the fact that I have not been feeling so great, emotionally. Getting off track again. But anyways, jeez. Why do I keep folding the laundry? I keep saying I'm going to stop. So that's my point with minimalism. Like, I have bought things, and also we moved, and I'm trying to make this place feel like home, which has meant I've bought some things that maybe weren't 100% necessary or eco-friendly or whatever, because like you guys know, I do want to be able to buy fair trade, but not everything is fair trade, and it's hard to find what is fair trade, and we can't find everything secondhand, so then I get stuck in this like conflict with myself of wanting to buy fair trade, of wanting to be eco-friendly, of wanting to keep everything vegan, of wanting to not buy things we don't need, and it starts to feel like too much pressure, and it's like I'm doing this to myself. Obviously, like, these are choices I'm making, but I'm trying to find the balance of, you know, being vegan, of living a more minimalist life, of trying to be a bit more eco-conscious and like friendly to people all around the world and all that. But I'm not perfect, and I make bad choices. I bought jeans recently from Walmart that I know for sure were made in some factory, probably by some young person who has no other job options that aren't any better or whatever, because I gained weight and I just needed pants that fit. And so I did. and it wasn't a great life choice, but guess what? I have pants that fit on my body now. So, you know, in a moment, I make not always what I would consider the best choices, and other people are probably going to think I'm crazy, and they're like, who cares where you buy your pants, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, my point is, with all of this, not only just on my own personal side in my real life that you guys aren't going to see, but just sometimes I worry about what I'm showing on my videos and not being consistent enough, or not being genuine enough, or like maybe I'll come across hypocritical if I don't do something 100% great, and like sometimes I don't want to show things that I feel like someone's going to judge because I've seen other people comment on other people's videos judging. Like, you know, we still use plastic. I still get plastic bags at the store despite the fact that we have reusable ones because I just don't always use them. You know, we don't always eat the healthiest. We sometimes buy toys that are made fully of plastic, and that's not great, or whatever. And I just sometimes don't want to show these things on my videos because I'm like, someone's going to be judging me. But you know what? This is just my life. This is just my life. Have I been yelling? I feel like sometimes I get animated when I'm talking and I start yelling. So sorry if I feel like I'm yelling. I'm not trying to yell at you guys, obviously. You didn't do anything. I guess my point is from here on out, I just want to be able to show what I'm going to show. And if someone doesn't like it, like, I'm sorry. This is just my real life and where I'm at right now. And we are doing a lot of things, I feel like, in life that are positive changes, and we're going to continue to make positive changes as we go on, but we're also human, and we live in a world that's really screwed up, so sometimes there's not always the best option available to us, and sometimes we take the not great option because we're human, and sometimes we just want what we want, and sometimes our mind's not in the best, like, our best self spot, you know? Like, when you're just, like, right in the zone, like, let's use eating as an analogy. Like, you can be in a space where you're like, yes, I want to fuel my body with healthy foods and be healthy and feel good, and that's great. But then you have other times where you're like, I just want the bag of chips, you know, or I just want the ice cream, you know, and you're just not always in your best frame. And I'm not saying it's bad to eat chips and ice cream sometimes. Like, I guess you just don't want to always be in that mind space because that's not very good for your body. I don't know. Does that make sense, guys? I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway, I guess I don't know if I've really made my point or not. But I feel like I'm done apologizing about my life. I'm done trying to live in this perfect minimalist box or vegan box. And it's not that we're not going to be vegan. Obviously, we're still vegan. And we still are mostly minimalist. But it's like Christmas is coming up, you know? And there's definitely the part of me that's like, we really don't need that much. Like, for me personally, especially, I'm like, if I didn't get Christmas presents, it really wouldn't be a big deal. But we have a beautiful, sweet, adorable 3-year-old, and she's so excited about Christmas, and it's so fun and so magical for her in this season. And yes, we could do a minimalist Christmas, and she would still be happy and have fun, but she will also have fun getting the presents we're buying her. And I'm so excited, and we're doing something that's really not minimalist for Christmas, and I'm going to do a video on that later this month. Well, in November. I feel like we're already in November, but we're not. And it's not minimalist, and it's not the most eco-friendly because a lot of stuff is in plastic and blah, blah, blah on that side. Sorry, I keep saying that. As I just said, I'm not apologizing for my life anymore, but I know I get repetitive, so I know that is a bit annoying. It is what it is. But anyways, it's not the most minimalist or eco-friendly, but she's going to have so much fun, and I'm so excited to do it with her, and it's just, we only have so many childhood Christmases, and I'm not going to live in this box of minimalism and keep away from the fun that we can have with her. Like, enjoying her childhood is more important to me than staying in the minimalist box. And yes, I understand that kids don't need toys to be happy, but it's not just toys, it's like other things. And anyways, I don't know. I feel like I have to justify my decisions sometimes on YouTube, and I just don't want to do that anymore. Like, sometimes I might explain something just so you guys can see where I'm coming from, but I don't want to over-explain my life anymore, because if you guys don't like what I'm doing, I'm sorry. We all have to make our own choices. We're all trying to do our best. We're all, you know, learning and changing and growing, like, all the time, and I'm not perfect. I am a very imperfect person. I make a lot of not great choices in my life at times, but I try. You know, Lord willing, I will be a better person someday. And I think I'm a better person today than I was a few years ago. And a few years ago, I was a better person than I was a few years before that. Like, it's a constant change. And we're always growing and always learning and trying to do better. And I think that's all any of us really can do, is to keep trying to do better Not to make excuses, because I know I could be doing better today, but I'm not there yet, you know? I guess one other thing I wanted to touch on is with the videos, and I kind of briefly mentioned this, was just sometimes I'll say something in a video, but then I don't necessarily follow through. Like in my minimalist update that I did like a month, 2 months ago? No, a month ago, I think. I think it was in the end of September. I mentioned a couple things. One, I mentioned that we were going to be switching our diet to be a little bit more minimalist and healthier and stuff, but it didn't happen because I was depressed and I just wanted to eat food. And there was that shooting that happened and I just got upset and I just went to the store and I bought food because I just was sad, you know, like obviously that was a very sad thing that happened. And I just didn't get into my healthy eating choices quite yet, but we are just, yesterday we went shopping and we bought pretty much all healthy food, like healthy from our perspective at least. And I'm excited to start getting healthier and to try to work out a little bit just because I want to feel better. I want my body to feel better, but I didn't do it when I said I did. And so then I felt hypocritical, like, oh, people are going to look back and see that video and be like, hey, I thought you said you were eating healthy now. And then also in that video, I talked about how I was off Instagram, and I had been off Instagram for quite a while. But like 2 weeks ago, I did get back on Instagram. Again, back to the depression and why I brought that up. I was feeling alone, I guess. I was feeling secluded. I wasn't having very much interaction with people. I'm not a very social person, but having one social media outlet, I decided might be good for me. So I am back on Instagram, and it is kind of nice to see stuff my sisters post or some friends post or even random people I don't know post. Like there's a lot of happiness there. There is negativity, and so I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to stay on Instagram, but at the moment I am on Instagram, and it is kind of a fun outlet. It's fun to post pictures of Aaliyah or things we're doing, and it's just nice. I'm not using my One More Vegan Instagram, but I'm using my Life for Bethany. That's what it's called, right? Life for Bethany on Instagram. So if you guys want to follow me there, that's my personal one, not my YouTube one. So if you want to see what I'm doing, it's over there, and I'm on it for now. I don't know if I'm going to stay on it, but for now, I just felt like I needed some kind of social interaction. Even if it's false social interaction, it did help me feel a little bit better. So anyways, there's things like that sometimes I'll say in a video, but then I don't follow through with, and then I think people are gonna like judge me for it or think I'm being a hypocrite or that I'm lying, and I'm not trying to lie. It's just sometimes I have good intentions and sometimes they don't follow through, or I say something and it doesn't happen, or things change or whatever, and I don't know. Things change. That's life. Things change and plans change, and so I hope those of you who like my channel will stick with me. I guess another part of it is not wanting to like falsify my life in the video, like getting shots that just aren't genuine, because I see other YouTubers do that, and like the shots look good, it makes their life look nice and stuff, but like as a YouTuber, I know to an extent the work it takes to get certain shots, and it's like, it's so false by the time you get the shot. It's not genuine anymore because you're just trying to get it at the right angle or whatever. And I just don't want to do that. I want to show you guys my real life with me and my 3-year-old and my husband, Ryan. When he's around, he's usually not home when I'm filming, so you guys don't see him a lot. But I just want to show you my real life and give you my real thoughts and not feel like I need to like really overly filter myself. Like I'm never trying to be offensive to anybody, honest to gosh. Like I'm really about not offending people as much as possible because life is short and we should be kind, in my opinion. But I just don't want to over filter myself or over explain myself or over apologize. Like even sometimes I find myself apologizing for lighting, and it's like, if you guys are bothered by the lighting in my videos, like I guess go find a fancier YouTuber. Like I don't know. And I just think there's people like me who aren't as worried about those kinds of things, and we don't need to be apologized to all the time or whatever. So I hope this makes sense. I hope you guys get where I'm coming from or what I mean by all this, and that you get that I'm an imperfect person. So if I'm ever weird or offensive in some way, like I don't mean it. I'm not trying to be ingenuine, but I am an imperfect person, and I will probably missay things at times, or I won't be as vegan as other vegans, or not as minimalist as other minimalists, or not as eco-friendly as other people in general are. It's really my weakest strength out of those 3 things. But, yeah. I got some of my laundry folded here. I gotta finish it once I shut this off. It's probably gonna cut off on me anyway. you guys can leave your thoughts below if you have any, or if there's any videos you want me to do, or anything, because I don't have a lot of videos planned currently. That's another thing, like, I guess I've talked about other videos I want to do, but then I don't do it, and then I feel like I'm lying to you guys, and I don't mean to do that. It's just sometimes, again, plans change. So yeah, I'm working on things in my real life. I'm trying to get out of this season of depression, especially with winter coming up, because I feel like it will only get worse once it's cold and dark and stuff, you know, seasonal depression, because that's what I've had in the past, or what I've self-diagnosed myself with, because that's what it seems like from what I know of it. Blah, 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 blah. But anyways, to clarify, I am doing okay. I am getting better. I am feeling better these days. So that's why I'm getting back into making videos, and why I'm wanting to be honest with you guys and share with you guys and show you my life, because it's fun and I enjoy making videos. Like, but again, a big part of why I do this is for myself, to be able to look back and see Aaliyah and stuff. Like, I love that I have videos of her from when she's so much younger and just different things we did. And I think it's really cool to be able to look back on. And that's why my videos are really different now than they used to be and everything. So if you guys stuck around, let me know. I feel like I keep saying that in the videos, but I do wonder sometimes how many people actually stick around for these very long rambles. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope I came across clear. If not, I guess, oh well, I tried. And I'll be back soon with another video, hopefully like the day after you see this. I'm hoping to get this one up today. It's the 30th, and tomorrow is when I wanted to vlog with Ryan and Aaliyah. Since it's our vegan anniversary, 2 years, which is pretty crazy. But we'll see if that ends up happening, especially with Aaliyah being sick. But I hope to vlog tomorrow. But we'll see. I guess you guys will know if another video comes up. So in the meantime, have a lovely day, and thanks for watching. You're so good at folding, baby. Isn't she the cutest ever? She just came in and asked if she could sit with me and help fold the laundry. And these are her new jammies we got. If you guys saw my last vlog, we were at a secondhand store and I found these for her. She used to have Mickey Mouse pajamas that were these same, like, flannel-y type, and she loved them and was sad when she outgrew them. So when I found these, I had to get them for her, because we love Mickey Mouse, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fun. And he looks so stinking cute.
I'm not stinky, Mom.
Oh, no, honey. I said that to her earlier, too, and she thinks I mean she's stinky. You're not stinky. I mean you're really, really cute.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. Do you want to say hello to our friends?
Hello.
Are you wiping your nose on the carpet? You silly girl. Do you need a tissue?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get you a tissue. Say bye-bye, friends.
Bye-bye, friends.